it's secret golf. It's what I'm looking for.
Hi, it's the brand new Secret Golf podcast with me, Knoxy. I hope you're doing great. It's going to be a jam-packed podcast today. A lot going on. We're going to be joined by Lpga Tour player Brittany Lincicome. Some very exciting news coming from her. Also, this week, Tuesday this week, was Women's Golf Day. So I was out and about and we were celebrating Women's Golf Day, pretty much. That's what it comes down to. And also, the week started off pretty busy with the US Open qualifiers, the sectional qualifiers for the guys. So I have to say well done to our secret golfer, Russell Knox, who qualified and will be playing at Shinnecock Hills next week. Now, we're going to preview the US Open next week, so all that to come. This week on the PGA Tour, it's the FedEx St. Jude Classic in Memphis at TPC Southwind. And on the Lpga Tour, it's the ShopRite Lpga Classic in New Jersey. So all of that going on, combined with Women's Golf Day, it has been a busy one. Now, Brittany Lincicome has been in the news a lot. Last week, it was the US Women's Open and the weather was terrible in Alabama. The ladies didn't even get to practice on the Tuesday or the Wednesday. So for a lot of our secret golf girls, not a brilliant week, but Brittany Lincicome taking a little bit of chill time following a big announcement that was made this week. Now, I wanted to get her on the phone and have a talk about that and also about Women's Golf Day in general. Brittany, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you so much for coming on. Well, first of all, I saw you on Twitter this morning because you were flying home to Florida and your flight was delayed. And heading home, that's just like the worst scenario ever.
Absolutely, especially being on the road for 3 weeks. I was just super excited to get home. And of course, the plane is broke and somebody has to come and fix it. And there's paperwork. But you know what? I'm home now and it's wonderful.
How long are you home for? Do you get a little bit of chill time?
I do. I'm actually taking 2 weeks off in a row, which is kind of unheard of in the middle of our busiest stretch. But something about, after the U.S. Open, obviously you're exhausted and by the time you pack and do laundry, a week just isn't long enough. So I decided to take 2 weeks off and recharge, and I think it's going to be great.
And to spend some time with your husband as well, just having normal life.
Oh, yeah. I got home today and he was like, which day can we go fishing? What time can we go fishing? Everything revolves around that and being together, and it's just going to be wonderful.
That was going to be my next question, when you were planning your first fishing trip.
Tomorrow.
Good. Now, the other reason that you were all over the news the past couple of days is because you are going to be playing in a PGA Tour event. You have a sponsor's exemption, an invitation to play in the Barbasol Championship in middle of July. So it's an amazing thing. You're going to be the 5th woman to do so. How are you feeling about this?
I'm super nervous. And my caddy and husband, they're just like, relax. It's just a normal day on the golf course. Like, do you and play your game, and everything will take care of itself. And, there's 70 some other guys that are going to miss the cut. If you miss the cut, oh, well, go have fun. Obviously, I'm not trying to compare myself to the guys. I just want to go out and have a good time. And Tom Murray, the owner of Barbasol and Pure Silk, is a great friend of mine. Has been a sponsor of mine for 9 or 10 years now, and he came to me with this literally 2 weeks ago and asked what my thoughts were. And after we kind of discussed it with my agent and everybody, there was really no negative, there was no downside to it. So I'm super excited. I can't wait to get out there and see what the golf course has in store. And obviously these couple weeks off that I'm taking, I need to work on my hybrids and long irons because it's going to be a little different golf than what I'm used to.
Yeah. I mean, you're in a good company when we talk about the other women that have been involved, women that have played in a PGA Tour event. Annika Sorenstam, Susie Whaley, Michelle Wee, Babe Zaharias. I mean, I actually went to the Shark Shootout down in Naples 2 years ago, and Lexi Thompson was playing in that. And the buzz around it. I remember arriving. Nobody wanted to talk about the guys. Everyone was talking about Lexi and what she was doing. And it is something that has been in the news, especially over the past couple of months. Why can't the women go play alongside the men? So this is a huge step forward. Do you feel very honoured to be part of it?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. When Tom Murray came to me with this idea, I was obviously super honored to even be considered to be a sponsor and invite for this wonderful event. And now actually accepting and going to play. I mean, the sky's the limit. You know, it just opens so many doors for women and women's golf, and I think it's just going to be a wonderful event. Obviously, it's the opposite of the men's British, so hopefully there won't be too many media people there. But you know, I've played on the biggest stages around the world, so it's just a little bit more pressure. But, you know, I'm super up for the challenge, and I'm just excited to go play.
Exactly. I mean, you say it's opposite the Open, but you still, you know, the winner gets a 2-year exemption on the PGA Tour and entry to the PGA Championship. So you never know.
Absolutely. I mean, oh my gosh, could you even imagine? I mean, obviously I remember Michelle Wee doing it and Annika Sorensen doing it. And it's just pretty cool to be the 5th woman ever to do something like this. So it's a huge honor.
Exactly. Have you heard from any of the guys? Is there guys that you're friends with on the PGA Tour? Have any of them reached out?
A couple of them actually have. Aaron Barber is my financial guy, and he actually played with Annika when she played in her event years ago. So he texted me and said, you know, if you need any advice, you know, obviously I was there and witnessed it firsthand. So I definitely plan on talking with him and, you know, just getting a few tips here and there, and obviously working on a few different clubs than I normally would. Definitely my chipping and putting, just in case I miss the green.
I mean, you're known for being one of the biggest hitters on the Lpga Tour. So that side of it off the tee, I'm sure that's not really a concern for you when you're going to be playing against the guys.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, my home courses around here where I live are about 7,000 yards anyway. So assuming it's not much further than that, I think it won't be too bad. Obviously, the par 3s will be a little bit longer. The par 5s won't be reachable like I'm used to on the Lpga Tour. But, you know, it's still going to have the chances to make some birdies here and there. And, you know, I think par will be my friend, and it'll be kind of like playing in a U.S. Open or a major. And patience will be a huge key of that. Obviously, I'm sure I'll make a few mistakes here and there, and just try not to lose my cool and grip it and rip it and just kind of play my game that I play on the Lpga every week.
Exactly. Grip it and rip it. And I guess you're just going to have to be in that kind of usual mindset. You're just not going to be surrounded by women.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it'll be so cool playing with the guys. I mean, I have 2 older brothers. I play with my husband all the time. I played on the boys' high school golf team. So I've had my fair share of playing with the guys growing up, which is awesome. And I love competing against the guys. They have so much talent and they're so good that it just makes, I feel like it makes my game so much better when I get to practice with them. So to actually go play in a tournament with them and maybe play a few practice rounds with them, I mean, I feel like the sky's the limit after this event for my Lpga career for the rest of the season. You know, I'll just be itching to kind of go out there and try to beat everybody.
Amazing. Now, you're talking there about, you know, when you were in high school, you used to play alongside the guys team. With it being Women's Golf Day this week, obviously we're just celebrating women in golf. It's something that we want to do all the time anyway. And here at Secret Golf, we have, you know, you with the other females that we have signed here, and we're extremely proud to have you guys on the team. You know, we're huge supporters of you and, of course, the Lpga Tour in general. When did you decide, kind of way back when, that golf wasn't going to just be a hobby for you? It was actually a sport that you wanted to turn into your career.
Well, I started playing when I was almost 10 years old, and I just remember back then I loved driving the golf cart more than anything. So my dad, you know, started me in junior tournaments very small. I never progressed until I could beat the girls in my division at that time, and then we started going a little bit further, maybe out of Florida, maybe a little bit further, and you know, it was probably closer to high school age where my dad kind of realized that I had a real talent for the game, and we started doing homeschooling when I was in 6th grade through high school. So I never really went to school, didn't know how to juggle going to school and practicing and all of the stuff that it would have come with going to college. So for myself, you know, my parents and I, we obviously had a long discussion, and we thought just trying to turn pro would be the best decision for me. And luckily I was 19 years old and I turned pro, and you know, this game has blessed me with so many opportunities, and it's so awesome.
As a woman, why do you love golf so much? What is it about the game in particular?
I mean, it's just the competition, I think, more than anything. You know, it's so different day to day. It's always changing. And, you know, one day you can shoot 65 and the next day shoot 75. And there's no reason why, you know, golfers have so many superstitions. Normally I try to eat the same meal or do the same things over and over again just to try to create the same results, and it just doesn't happen that way. So I love that it's always changing. It's different from day to day. And then obviously the competition, when you get in contention, especially on a Sunday, oh my gosh, and all the fans are watching you, there's no feeling like it. My heart is racing, and even on the first tee on the weekend, even Saturday or Sunday, when all those people are watching you, it's just, my heart is racing, and it takes me probably 4 or 5 holes to kind of calm the nerves. And especially this past weekend at the U.S. Open, obviously you can imagine the nerves are pretty high. So it takes me 4 or 5 holes to kind of calm down and kind of get in a groove. And I think that's just gets your adrenaline running, which is such a cool feeling.
Yeah. Another thing, and we've spoken to a lot of the guys, obviously, that are signed to Secret Golf, and my brother Russell, little things that they say, they'll be like, on tour, we don't really have a lot of friends, because at the end of the day, you're competing against these guys week in, week out. And some of them do, have their little groups where they're close-knit and they hang out with them out with the course. But sure. I always get the impression that on the LPGA tour, there's a little bit more camaraderie. There's more of a kind of family feel when it comes to all the golfers together. Is that a correct thing to say?
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit on the golf course, we're still serious. There's definitely certain girls that are way more focused than maybe myself. I love talking and being chatty, and if I have like younger standard bearer kids, I find myself talking with them a lot, just trying to distract myself from what's happening on the golf course, especially if I'm having a bad day. So it's just depends on who you're playing with. Obviously on the golf course, it's business, but the second we sign our scorecard and we get done, we're like a family again. There's a bunch of us where we were in each other's weddings, and we've all been friends since we were 12, 13 years old. So it's kind of cool to see, myself, Paula Kramer, Morgan Pressel, Brittany Lang, Anna Nordquist, like we've all been friends for so long, and now to be in each other's weddings and growing up, and it's just kind of cool where golf has taken us.
It is amazing. It's so good. And I've seen, you see so many pictures, especially on social media and on TV during a tournament, where you'll see little girls out watching you guys and they just admire you so much, and you can see the look in their faces that you guys are their heroes. What advice do you give to those young girls who have started playing golf from a young age and obviously want to take it to the next level?
Oh, yeah. Just never give up. There's always tomorrow. And like I just said a minute ago, I can shoot a really good score one day and a really bad score the next, but am I going to give up? No, I'm going to keep going back, and I'm going to work on things and try to get better. And especially with little kids, it doesn't matter if you just play at a high school level or a college level or just for fun with your friends when you get older. In business, there's so many opportunities to interact and do business on the golf course. So it's such a wonderful game that you can play into your 60, 70, even 80 years old. I still see older people playing, and it's so wonderful just to get out and get a little exercise. And especially the girls, we're always trying to get them involved in the game of golf. And I try to help the parents just keep it fun and let them have a good time, and don't take it too serious. And, hopefully they stick with it.
And, we speak to a lot of girls as well, and they say that the intimidation factor can be quite a thing, especially if they go to their local club and there's not that many girls, maybe their age, that play, maybe females in general, and they have to play with the guys. But, you're a testament to that you played with those guys, and that really kind of helped mold your game.
Yeah, it's kind of coming full circle now that I'm going to play in this men's event. I remember, playing junior golf. I had to, or high school golf, really. I had to play on the boys' team because we didn't have a girls' team. And you're 100% right. I remember, some of the boys on my golf team loved me because obviously I was a good player and I helped them do good. But there was other schools where I would go out and those boys didn't really like me too well because obviously I was going to beat them or maybe outdrive them or play better than them. So, it was, I definitely understand that feeling for sure. And, back then I loved it. I loved beating the boys, and it didn't really cross my mind that, there was anything different to do. So I can definitely see how girls would see that intimidating and maybe not want to do it. But, anytime I can sign an autograph or take a photo or just encourage some child to get in the game of golf, it's just a cool feeling to be in a place that I am and have been blessed with so much in my career. So to give back a little bit, it's so cool.
Good. Well, I hope in a month and a half's time we're saying the same thing, that you're back in that zone and you're beating the boys and you're hitting it further than the boys, and you give them a real run for their money at the Barbasol Championship. Brittany, thank you so much for talking to me. It was great to have you on the podcast. And, obviously all the best when it comes to the Barbasol, but enjoy your time at home, enjoy your fishing and I guess the preparation, and it'll all come together.
Yes, thank you so much. I hope to talk to you in about 2 months' time, and we'll have a really good story to talk about.
Exactly. Hopefully it's a 2-year exemption on the PGA Tour.
Could you imagine?
Oh, Brittany, thank you so much.
Me too. Thank you so much.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye. How amazing for Brittany Lincicome. Super proud of her. So she is going to be playing at the Barbasol Championship in Kentucky at Keene Trace Golf Club, middle of July, same week as the Open, which is going to be at Carnoustie in Scotland. So well done to Brittany. I guess she has a good amount of time to overcome those nerves. I'm sure she's going to have absolutely nothing to be nervous about. So as I said in the intro, Tuesday was Women's Golf Day. Now I'm in Jacksonville in Florida, and we thought, what a great excuse to get out and actually meet some people who are really encouraging women in golf and celebrating the fact as well that more and more women are getting involved in golf. They're finding an interest, whether that be even just going out and hitting balls on the driving range, or they're taking it seriously that they're going out and playing 9, 18 holes a couple of times a week. So I went to visit some places that were really supporting and celebrating Women's Golf Day. I went to Top Golf, I went to the PGA Tour Superstore, and also, had to do a little bit about women's clothing with Vineyard Vines. So all of that coming up, a look back at Women's Golf Day, starting with Mary Rogers. Mary is lead instructor at Top Golf, and I asked her why they decided to take part in the first place.
Well, women's clinics have kind of always been a struggle to get women out here. I don't know if it's because they're kind of worried about trying something new, or it's an unknown. It's a guy's thing. So the fact that we're having these free clinics, they're kind of encouraged to come get a glass of wine tonight, meet some women, and kind of learn a little bit of golf so they can get more comfortable. And I think making them more comfortable is going to make them want to come back and get more lessons out of them and stuff like that.
What do you think is the biggest challenge, the biggest thing that stops women giving golf a go?
I think it's just like a man's world type of sport, honestly. I mean, I grew up, there were no women really at my club. I was one of the very few that played, so when I played, it was with guys. And I don't know, I like the challenge, but I think it might be an intimidation thing for them. But I think having them come out tonight, they're going to see how fun it is, it's not hard. It's simple, but people make it too hard, and men especially make it too difficult. So I'm going to show them some simple stuff tonight, and hopefully they will come back for more.
I do think it is changing, and as you say, from you first starting to play golf to now, you must see a big transition in more women playing the game.
Absolutely. High school golf, for instance, we had to go out and recruit girls off the softball teams to get them to come play because it was hard. No one wanted to play. And now I see high school teams are almost getting junior varsity teams. So it's pretty awesome that we're getting that much more coming out.
And if you were to give someone who had never played golf one bit of advice going into this, what would you tell them?
One bit of advice, patience. It is not going to happen overnight, so I don't want you to come out here and get frustrated, because that's what most people do. They come out here, they get frustrated, they give up. Golf's all about patience. It's a mental sport, so if you can come out here with an open mind and keep at it, persevere a little bit, you're going to have fun and get better really fast.
Excellent. I completely agree with the patience. Mary, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Wes Altus is Director of Instruction here. Now, you guys are doing free clinics for women on Women's Golf Day. So tonight, I know you've got a big bunch of women coming in. Some have maybe never hit a golf ball before in their lives, but it's great to get them started. How are you going to go through this tonight then?
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. I got my lead instructor here, Mary Rogers. She's amazing. And we'll go through, we'll obviously introduce everyone, go over all the basic stuff, grip, posture. And the number one thing we see here at Top Golf, because we get such a wide variety of players, is how to control where the club's hitting the ball at the bottom of the arc, or hitting the ball first, then the big ball second. So that'll be our number one goal today. And also just have fun. I mean, that's what it's all about. This game is all about having fun, and it's about growing the game and getting more people out on that golf course.
How important is it to get more women playing golf?
The more people, the better. I don't discriminate against it. I think it's amazing to have whoever we can get out here. I mean, I think it's just makes the game bigger for everybody, and having a women component to it, go out with their husbands or boyfriends, go out and play a casual round of golf, and just kind of, have that common relationship between them.
When you have a woman come in who has never hit a golf ball before in her life, what do you feel is the one most important bit of advice you can give?
Don't listen to the husbands and the boyfriends.
Don't listen to the men. I love that.
No, I think, they have a misconception that they're trying to get the ball in the air, so they try and lean back, hit it up, when actually you kind of want to get the weight moving forward as fast as possible, and make sure you're hitting the ball first and then tapping the ground afterwards. We see way too many people trying to scoop underneath it. And if you take a look at our match, you'll see big trenches behind the tees. So you can tell right away a lot of people are trying to go underneath, trying to hit the ball up, when in actuality there's a little bit of a descent to the club to get the ball actually to go up.
So I've been hitting balls here at Top Golf, and I keep seeing this girl hitting behind me, and I'm like, she is so much better than I am. This is Erin, and do you know today is Women's Golf Day?
I did not.
So what a great day to be here at Top Golf. What made you want to get into golf?
My dad's a golf professional, so it's basically free lessons. And my brother also plays on the club golf team at the University of Florida. So golf is kind of in my family. So I really like to play, and we go out all the time and do like family matches all the time.
When did you start playing?
I started playing when I was 16 probably.
So it's still relatively new for you. And do you find it quite easy to find other girls to play golf with? Maybe out with your family?
No, there's probably I play on the golf team at my high school, and so we honestly have a hard time finding girls to come out and even try out because not a lot of girls want to play golf.
And if you were to see some girls, like maybe some of your other friends that have never played before, what advice would you give them to get them to at least try it?
Golf is definitely a challenging sport, but it's really fun. I love how individual it is, so when you go out, it's all on you, so it really makes you to practice harder, and it's just really a fun sport. So
Now I know you're here with your boyfriend today, so whose advice would you rather take, your boyfriend's or your dad's?
definitely my dad's.
He's probably looking for advice from your dad as well, let's be honest.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Erin. Good luck on your high school golf team as well, and thank you so much for being a great ambassador for this sport.
Thank you.
Women's Golf Day, everyone's getting involved today, and we are so happy. We're at the PGA Superstore in Jacksonville in Florida, and Barry Mullican is the Tournament and Events Marketing Manager. Thank you for having us in.
Well done, and we're glad to have you.
How important is it to get more women in golf?
Well, it's huge. At the PGA Tour Superstore, our motto is to help people play the best that they can play and grow the game. And obviously, for the entire female population, it's a huge element to help us grow the game, and we want to do that. And it was obviously a major initiative for us corporately, and to have clinics, have our pros devote their time to doing the in-store clinics. We've had in-store groups corporately from people who want to bring the ladies in and do a little team building types of things, and we set up our simulators for closest to the pin contests. We have putting contests, and obviously to grow the game, but have fun doing it.
That's what it's all about. And for Women's Golf Day, you're doing some specific events tonight. So what have you got on the agenda?
We are. Our Class A professional is doing some specific clinics, stroke-specific clinics from 4 to 6, and then again from 6 to 8. So 2 different sessions, and people have the ability to go online and sign up for those. We'll have refreshments, but really it's, again, just a way to get some people in the store. If you're not familiar with the game, to have an immediate kind of hands-on experience with a person that's able to help you get better. And again, it's all, as you said, it's all about having fun, and we want people to play the best they can play and have more fun at it.
Another side for the women is finding more women to play golf with.
Correct.
So maybe I decide, hey, I'm going to take up the game, but I don't really know many women who I can go out and play with. But you guys are going to do a networking event tonight as well as part of this.
We are, and we're involved also with the Jacksonville Women's Golf Association, and they come in and they've had in-store events here too. And I would suggest that definitely as a way to reach out. If you're not familiar with people in a specific area, reach out to your local women's golf associations, because they are all over the country. It's a great networking opportunity, and you make more friends.
And it's even great, if in your area you have a PGA Tour Superstore, you can go down to the store, talk to someone like you, right, and you can advise the best route to take.
We can, and I mean, that's what we all do. We offer world-class personal service. We feel like that the PGA Tour is the best-run professional sports organization in the world. So obviously having PGA Tour as part of our corporate identity sets the bar very high for us. And it's our mission to provide world-class personal service in this store, and that runs the gamut, whether it's apparel, equipment, lessons, fittings, advice. I mean, we want to be the best at it.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Barry, thanks for having us in. I'm going to come and do the clinic tonight, so I'm hoping that I will leave being a little bit better than I am right now.
Awesome. And I promise no heckling.
Thank you. A big part of women's golf, it definitely is for me, is the fashion on the golf course. So for Women's Golf Day, we had to come and have a look at some. I'm joined by Emma, who works at Vineyard Vines. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm great, thanks. Thanks for having us in to celebrate Women's Golf Day. So we want to talk about the trends, like the most recent trends when it comes to golf apparel at Vineyard Vines.
Yeah, so at Vineyard Vines for women's, I would say like our trending thing are these golf skirts here, just because they have all the benefits and attributes that'll help you out on the course.
So the little shorts underneath, built in.
Yeah, those are great. These were actually a really big hit for TPC. We had lots of ladies coming in getting these, especially since we had the pink one here.
And you have the scallop detail at the bottom, which makes them a bit more dressy.
Yeah, and they're very flattering too. They kind of fit everyone's body type, so those have definitely been a big hit here. We also have like the golf polos that go with them too, so you can kind of get the whole outfit there for you that have those moisture wicking attributes to them that'll keep you nice and cool while you're out.
And a lot of your colour schemes are nautical. Yeah. So you have the blues and the whites, and it's good because they're basic colours that you can mix with anything else.
Yes, of course. Yeah, you can kind of also dress them up, dress them down. We've seen people like translate these from like being out on the course of the day to going to like an event in the evening. So,
which is so important because you want to do cocktails after the golf, of course. And you have a mixture of the sleeves and the sleeveless.
Yes, we also have some dresses in there in the store too. I'm trying to think of other things. We have like good layering pieces too, like quarter zips to throw on top, like the one behind you there.
I like it, especially being Scottish. We're taught from a young age that when you're out on the golf course, you have to layer. You have to be prepared for 4 seasons in one day. And of course, the hats and all the accessories to go with it too.
Yes, we can dress you to the nines.
Yeah, keep the sun off the face. Emma, thank you so much. Do you play golf?
I don't. No.
She's like, please don't ask me that question. What would it take for me to get you to try and play golf? Because that's what Women's Golf Day is all about.
Probably not much. I've actually always wanted to learn more about golf. My brother golfs, but I just have never done it myself.
So we'll have to have a little night. We can start you off at Top Golf, play for fun, then we'll maybe get you out on the range, out to play 9 holes. You never know.
Yeah, of course.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Emma at Vineyard Vines. A huge thank you to Wes, Mary, Erin, Emma, Barry. I was out and about and had a lot of fun with all of those guys. But a great success overall. And I actually went back to the PGA Tour Superstore and to Top Golf at Night for the free clinics because I thought, I wanted to see what I could get out of it and hopefully improve my game a little bit. They were both fantastic, but went to Top Golf and met some women. We ended up staying on for an hour and a half afterwards, and I think we formed a 4-ball. So we've said that every Tuesday we're going to get together and practice. I've obviously played a bit before. One of the other ladies, she plays with her dad every couple of weeks. The other 2 had never picked up a club in their life. One of them had gone to Top Golf once before. She went with her husband and the family, and she was so embarrassed that she sat on the couch the whole time and just watched. So she wanted to do the free clinic so she could actually pick up a club and hit the ball. By the end of it, she was hitting every single ball, and she said this is going to become her new hobby. That's what Women's Golf Day is all about, and I was really happy to be part of it. Another person who's a huge advocate for women's golf is Ashley Mclaughlin from the Lpga Women's Network. I wanted to get her on this podcast as well, and I'll leave it up to Ashley because she will explain exactly what she does and what they're doing to get more women involved in the game. Ashley, I know that you're just back from vacation, first day back, and it was Women's Golf Day.
Yeah, so it's just an exciting day to get back from vacation because it feels like you're entering in a celebration, which is nice. And that's really what the day is about, which is great.
Exactly. Right, let's talk very quickly about the Lpga Women's Network. What do you actually do there?
Sure. So I'm the managing director of the Lpga Women's Network, and my job essentially is, outside of just sort of spearheading the launch of the initiative, is overseeing the branding and digital strategy along with our team for the LPGA Women's Network. We've got a small but mighty team in Annie Moore and Haley Hunter who help sort of curate content, develop some fun and engaging content as well, and really just sort of networking throughout the golf industry to find unique voices and stories to share throughout our platform.
Now, we've done some work with you guys, especially our Jarena Pillar player channel. We
Yeah.
kind of teamed up and did a little collaboration so you guys could put her instructional content out on your website. But really, the whole point of the LPGA Women's Network is really the whole point of something we're doing here at Secret Golf, the whole point of Women's Golf Day. It's to get more women involved in golf.
Absolutely. And I think what's great about what we've done together and what the LPGA Women's Network and Secret Golf and other organizations are doing is really harnessing the power of this digital space, right? So social media is something that most companies and brands are using to elevate their message and tell stories in a unique way, but also to showcase, for us, golf, the ways that golf is being used by different sorts of women. And it makes it a bit more relatable when it's coming from other women who are engaging with the game, whether it be for their family, whether it be for business, whether it be just for fun. Getting those visuals are so important to encouraging women to pick up the game in the first place or continue playing more. So that's really what our mission is to be that voice and share those stories from women across the globe that makes golf feel more accessible and more attainable for those who are not playing, but also to inspire women who do play to get out and play more and use the game in different ways. In addition to really just feeling like, you know what, I'm not alone. You know, I'm not the only person that struggles with my short game in this way or feeling intimidating on the first tee. So, you know, that's our purpose, is to connect women with stories from other women, LPGA players, and really just make the game of golf more appealing to those who aren't playing.
Because it's not just about going out there and, I want to break 70 or I want to get my handicap down to a 10. Women are going out to play golf now for a variety of reasons, and you're bringing them all together.
Exactly, yeah. So we want women to understand that golf is your game. So whether you're breaking 70 or you're still struggling to break 100, whatever is par for you is the best way to play. And that's what, as I'm sure you know, in working with new golfers and those who are new to the game, is there's so many barriers that keep women, out of it. And so we want to let them know, not only through our stories, but also the resources on our site, that golf is something that they can enjoy, and there are various ways to do it. Part of our mission, in addition to sharing stories, is really just to be that source. So if you're looking for an organization that's in your area with other women that you can connect with, you can visit our site to find something that's local to you. And that's, again, just the power of this digital space, is it gives us the chance to be in people's pockets and in their houses via their mobile devices and computers, so that they can find that information.
Yeah, because golf is a lifestyle, and no matter how you choose to be part of it, whether you play once a month or whether you're trying to play 2 or 3 times a week, it's just combining women and bringing them all together through this common interest of the game. And, I was saying yesterday, with it being Women's Golf Day, I feel very lucky to work in this industry because I've connected with some incredible women through this. And I feel like we are part of a group, and it's very easy for women who share this love of golf to reach out and say, hey, great, I play golf, let's talk about this. Or do you want to go hit balls at the range? Do you want to try and get 9 holes in at some point? It's a common interest.
Absolutely. And women, we're such social creatures. Very rarely am I going to feel 100% comfortable showing up somewhere to do something on my own, where I'm not going to bring a friend along for the ride. And not all women are like that. And kudos to those who can just sort of jump in head first. I wish I was like that. But for a lot of women, showing up to a driving range and being alone is very uncomfortable. And so having that group of friends that you can participate with is huge in golf. And I think that's why you see groups like the LPGA Girls Golf Program, who's really at the forefront of making golf a social experience for young girls, and other groups that focus on relationship building and learning alongside other women are so important and so successful and growing so quickly today.
So what about Women's Golf Day? I was out and about all day yesterday and spoke to so many women and younger girls too who just love golf, and we kind of like really bonded over that. There were so many events going on. We were at the PGA Tour Superstore. We were at Top Golf. Nationally, they were holding events. What did you think about Women's Golf Day?
Well, what I love about Women's Golf Day is just, listening to and seeing the volume of voices, I think is what makes that day so exciting. For us, every day at the LPGA, every day is Women's Golf Day, right? So we're always celebrating those who play professionally and those who play just for fun around golf through our platforms. But what's great about Women's Golf Day is you have a concert of voices, right? So whether it's big companies, big brands like the Golf Channel really celebrating it, to local courses who are putting on something specifically for women, particularly those women who are new to golf. I think that's what makes it really exciting as well, is it's their chance to dabble and again participate with other women. Watching posts come through on my feed and seeing the different types of events that courses are hosting, whether it's midnight golf to indoor golf at Top Golf, in addition to like the countries that are participating. I think I saw some big events being hosted in Abu Dhabi. That's really exciting. And I think it paints golf in a different light for women and really elevates the game for us as well. So I'll be excited to see, and it's been great to see already. I think the Women's Golf Day has been celebrated just 3 years so far. It's in its third year. And it's been being hosted at over 1,000 facilities, which is incredible. So I'm really excited to see how that continues to grow over the years.
Yeah, it is fantastic. And I was saying earlier, I've met so many females through golf. You, for example, are LPGA players that we have on our roster here at Secret Golf, but also, media people, Amanda Balionis, who works for Callaway and CBS, Hallie Ledbetter works with PGA Tour, Taryn, who's one of the hosts for PGA Tour Live. All of these girls, we've all talked and we've all kind of become, I guess, virtual friends in a lot of ways. Yeah. And we message each other and we're like, yay. And it was so good to see that community. Everyone came together and fully supported each other on Women's Golf Day. And I just love seeing that.
I agree. And it's so funny because, I feel the same way. There are people that I follow all the time in this golf space and those who I've met, maybe just once before who live on the other side of the country. But social media is such a great connector, right? So I can always keep up with what they're doing and, when they're playing, who they're playing with, what amazing things they're doing in their career. There are some women that I've followed online we've just had golf as that connection, and I followed them online and met them in person, and it felt like we knew each other. Yeah, it took a while to realize, wait a second, we've never actually met in person. This is the first time we're meeting. But you're right. I think that's one of the great things about golf is that when you find that you've got that in common with somebody, it's almost like, golf, the industry has this sorority, right, of women who play and are connected through this one unique thing. And we've got a lot in common because we're still the minority in this industry, whether we're just playing for fun or we work in golf. But there's that common thread that we've got that connects us. And, obviously golf is a great tool for continuing to build those relationships. So you always have, no matter where you go, somebody that you can tee it up with if you're traveling.
Now, on your website, I had a look yesterday and there was a brilliant article. I read the whole thing from start to finish, and it was 22 women who are spearheading a revolution in golf. One of them I know well, Donna Hoffman from Women on Course. Yes. We have a previous podcast I did with her, and what she's doing with Women on Course is incredible. But who are some other women that you had on the list? Susie Whaley, I saw first of all.
Yeah, Susie Whaley, who's the soon-to-be president of the PGA of America, Tiffany Mack Fitzgerald, the founder of Black Girls Golf, Pia Nilsson and Lynn Marriott with Vision 54.
Yeah, I know them, actually.
Yeah, it's our team. We do a lot of brainstorming and collaboration and thinking about the types of stories that we want to share, from week to week, month to month. And one of the things that we felt was really important coming into Women's Golf Day was really highlighting women who are impacting change behind the scenes in the golf industry. Because again, Women's Golf Day is about celebrating women and girls through the game of golf. And so for us, sharing those stories of women who are instituting change was really important. And when we think of disruptors, so these are some of the women who come to mind who are what we say, redefining business as usual in golf. So doing something a bit innovative, and outside of the box, whether it's, for their business or just growing the game overall. We really wanted to celebrate those women and just give them a shout out and identify them for those who aren't familiar with their names just yet.
Yeah, exactly. And we were talking about social media earlier. Social media is a huge part of it. And I know that you had some social media influencers on there because at the end of the day, especially on Instagram, they're targeting the millennials who are almost going to be the ones that are making golf cool for their peers and the next generation. And there's a golfer, she's actually in the UK, and I listened to a podcast with her on it a few weeks ago called The Jazzy Golfer. And this is a girl,
oh, yeah.
Have you heard of her? She's great. She
Yes.
just decided not even 2 years ago, like a year and a half ago, that she wanted to learn how to play golf. She was a complete novice.
Yeah, awesome. I just came across her video, maybe it was last week or the week before, where she did a compilation of her swing, basically. So videos, snapshots of her swing, and documented from probably day one to, the anniversary of the year and how much her swing transformed within that period of time. I think that's so important for somebody who's entering golf or is just working on their game in general, to see firsthand from somebody else who's sort of in their shoes, that you can do it. It doesn't take a lot. And again, that's where having influencers and people who are sharing their own stories is helpful to the industry as a whole and women as a whole too, to see that that you can do this, and here's my story. This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing it. And by the way, here's how much my game has improved or my swing has transformed in this short amount of time. You go from seeing her, as a very true beginner to, her swing is incredible.
It's really
After
good.
just a year, I was so impressed. Yeah.
But she said that when she started playing, when she wanted to take it up, she thought, okay, I'm a millennial. I think she's like late 20s, early 30s. She was going to go on and have a little look and see if there was someone else in her shoes, similar lifestyle, similar age, similar interests on social media that she could follow and relate to. And she said there was no one. And I think that has changed a lot in the past year and a half. But for females in particular, and on social media, golf is a lucrative business now.
Absolutely. And that's, I think a lot of what you see is, and this is no different in any industry, but you see young people taking advantage of the power of social media and building an audience and a fan base and, cultivating brands for themselves or their businesses. And so, it's not new, but it's new to golf. And so that's where I think it's really interesting to see and watch how millennials are utilizing that platform to change the image of this game.
It is brilliant. Good. Now, one last thing, and I know you've played golf for a very long time, but I ask everyone this, if you're talking to maybe girlfriends or girls that you meet that have never played golf before, what do you say to them to entice them to pick up a club for the first time?
Yeah, that is such a good question because I tell you what, I have been playing since I was 10, right? And I started playing golf completely by accident. My sister and I were invited by a few friends to go out and participate in this junior golf organization. And when they had asked us if we wanted to play golf, we assumed they meant putt-putt. And so we showed up in like overalls and jelly shoes and just totally not golf at all. But what's great about and what I've loved so much, obviously I love this game. I've worked in the industry for a good amount of time, is I've been able to see the transformation of golf, particularly the perceptions of the game starting to change and shift amongst young people and women. And that's really exciting for me because I fell in love with golf early on. I was lucky enough to do that. But I've always been that person inviting my friends and family to go out and play. And for them, their opinions have been the same, like, oh, it's so hot outside. I'm not going to be any good. That's boring. How long is that going to take? Those sentiments haven't changed until really recently, actually. And that's in large part, I think, to Topgolf. And so now that conversation is very different when I ask friends and family to go out and play. Generally I'll start by asking them if they want to go to Topgolf with me, and the answer is, a very quick, resounding yes. And so that is a great way to introduce new golfers to the game, which it just eliminates a lot of the intimidation factor around it. But what I say to people about golf and why they should play really has not changed. It's still, hey, this is a fun sport. This is a great way to develop yourself, your confidence. People gain confidence from accomplishing something hard. And in the stage that I'm at right now, I have a 2-year-old at home. And so, a lot of my friends are in that same stage of life. And while it's really difficult to get away from the house for 2 or 4 hours, it's not hard to get outside, right? Disconnect from your phone and go to a driving range for 30 minutes or a Topgolf for an hour, where you can just disconnect and really have fun and do something that's focused on yourself, and you're acquiring a new skill and a skill that you can use for business, right? Or just for life, just for fun. And so, those are generally the things, so the method, I guess, of getting people out to the golf course with me, but also explaining to them that golf is a game that can transform the way that you think about life and your approach to any aspect of your life, because generally the approach that you have with golf, it mirrors very much what you do in other parts of your life. So it's a true gauge for yourself, the way that you approach the game.
Very well said. I always say to my friends, it's fun. Like it doesn't matter how good or bad you are. It's fun, and as long as you enjoy it. And I say to them, cute clothing. You can wear great outfits. Oh my God,
and that is one of the most exciting transformations
I think so.
In the golf industry for me. I have a picture. I always reference this when I'm talking to friends about golf clothes, but I have a picture of my college golf team. I graduated from college in 2008. And there's this picture that I have saved on my computer of my freshman year of college, our team, like our team picture. And, everybody is wearing those super long polo golf. It's basically men's clothes that's just been shrunk down.
That's exactly
shrunk down for women. The shorts are down to below our knees. The sleeves are below our elbows. And everybody's smiling, but it's not a happy smile. Like nobody is excited.
Get me out of here.
Exactly. Nobody is excited to be in those clothes. So that is what I'm really excited about is where sort of the fashion and style is heading for women's golf, because I really do think that is a huge factor that's going to affect the way women perceive golf and whether or not they want to play the game. Is they want to feel good when they're out there and look good and be able to perform in clothing that fits and is stylish. And I think that's something that's kept people away.
It's so true. It's so true. Ashley, thank you so much. I always love talking to you because you're so knowledgeable, but you're so passionate about it as well. And I love the work that the LPGA Women's Network does.
Well, thank you, Diane. Thanks so much for having me, and excited to see what's next for Secret Golf and continue working together.
So it has been, as I said it would be, a jam-packed podcast. An awful lot going on this week. And, well, I feel really good about it. It's a big celebration of women in golf, what women are already doing in the golfing world, and hopefully getting a few new people interested too. We have 6 LPGA Tour players signed to us here at Secret Golf. Brittany Lincicome, who you heard at the beginning of the podcast, Brittany Lang, Stacey Lewis, Jarena Pillar, Gabby Lopez and Sandra Gall. If you go to the Secret Golf website right now, you can find the player channels for Jarena, Brittany Lang, Stacey Lewis and Gabby Lopez. And we're going to be filming Brittany Lincicome and Sandra Gall very soon. So they're going to be coming later this year. But I love the LPGA Tour Players player channels, and hopefully you do too. You can really learn a lot from those girls. So thank you so much for listening. We'll be back with another Secret Golf podcast next week. Elk will be here next week. We'll be previewing the second major for the men of the year. It's the US Open up in the Hamptons at Shinnecock Hills. And also I want to get Ryan Ballingy from Golf Newsnet on the podcast next week, because he actually got to play the course a few weeks ago on the media day. So we'll find out from him exactly what the guys have in store. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing to the podcast. And we'll be back with another one next week.